Hello, Wolfgang. How is it in on your travels? Can you tell us a little bit more about what you're doing at the moment these days in Ukraine with the media dialogue partners?
We started the Media Dialogue project after a little break in 2024, and now again with participants. We have one Georgian journalist and lecturer with us. We have three Armenians with us, one journalist from Bergkarabakh, from originally from Stepanakert, and we have naturally Ksenia Holubovic. You know her from our first conference in Skopje,
24.
from Belarus, the next time. So we are international and meeting our Ukrainian friends since a longer time. Ukrainian friends means Vladimir Daniluk, for example. I gave him our book Defending Democracy, and he is in the army since several years in the communication sector, and he is the owner and editor-in-chief of Volynska Gazeta, an independent and one of the less independent Ukrainian media paper online in Lutsk, and perhaps an example for the future of Ukrainian independent media. So we were at the university, had a great final conference with a lot of students talking about freedom of press, talking about the resistance and how necessary it is to resist this Russian aggression, and how important journalists are in this context.
Yes, Wolfgang, you were speaking to people from the profession, from the media, uh, who are in the front lines. The Volynska Gazeta that you mentioned is also a frontline media outlet. How is it to be a journalist now in such difficult times under bombs and drones and the invasion from the Russian aggressor that doesn't care about civilian casualties, neither about journalists? How is it there? What do our colleagues there tell you?
Yeah, this thing in Lutsk is relative peaceful in the north, but also there are some Russian rockets damaged civil houses. We had a look at it, and the war is also at Lutsk, but normal inverted comma life is going on. Volhyna Gazeta has economical problems. This is the thing. There is no market for advertising,
Right.
but they solve the problem. Students are working with the older journalists, and they try to get support from all sides they can get, also buying also for the print, to make it possible to pay the paper for the print. And so they are working under very difficult conditions, but they are working, and they know why they have to work as a journalist in this hard times. What was very impressive, I sent you the short video, that the whole civil society two times a day, and when a funeral of a soldier is happening, the whole city stopped. The traffic stopped, people going partly on their knees, 2 minutes, absolutely quietness in the whole main road, no traffic, nothing, people stopped. So this is very emotional when you see this, and for example, the press, the Volhyna Gazeta, is one of the part of this society, and a part of the resistance against the Russian aggression. They work, they write, they fight.
This is very well put, Wolfgang, and I've seen the video, and our viewers just saw it at the beginning of this conversation, and it will put it in the end as well. And it is a deeply moving scene that is repeatedly shown on the streets of all over Ukraine. But it also tells me how resilient the Ukrainian citizens are and how resolute they are in the pursuit of their freedom. Uh, but Wolfgang, what's next for you, for your partners, for your Ukrainian partners, but also partners in the rest of the media dialogue network? What's next? What is your takeaway from your travel, which is, I think, more than a week now in Ukraine, in Kyiv, in Lutsk? And what will you recommend to the international community, to other media? What is it to be done? I know it's a lot of questions, but just to summarize it.
But I think it's simple to answer. We will go after Kiev. We will go to Chisinau, to Moldova as a next step. And for Ukraine needs support. The people are needing emotional support, and support naturally to report about the things like this resistance on the street when funerals happen, to give them the impression that Europe and we are behind them, because we very, very well know why Ukraine is fighting against this Russian invasion. And the students, and was also an important point, we had at Lutsk a meeting with roundabout at the final conference where we resumed the project stage. Roundabout 100 young students were with us listening, discussing, and were very, very serious. We had today, we had today a visit in a rehabilitation center about traumata in a society, being under attack, being under bombs, being wounded as a society and as single persons. In the case of Lutsk, we talked about cooperation possibilities between Erasmus projects, online lessons, and so on. We will there make more narrow connections when we are at home. Here at Kiev, we are meeting friends since 10 years. Institute of Journalism of the Tarashenko University. We have a contract with them in support their work. So this is a continuation process since 10 years, meeting old friends. But also here, the students are very, very, let's say, interested. They listen for hours and discussing this. This is new and shows the impact of the war, and this is also a thing where we will continue our cooperation also with online, offline, and in the context of media dialogue here in Kiev. We are working in 3 different groups: a blog video with Xenia as a media trainer, for example, and so everything will be online shortly, between reels and some longer reports, blogs, and everyone can read it. So what that all means, make the network stronger, showing their support, showing that we have no fear to come to Ukraine in war times, and that we are standing behind them, and that as partners, we support each other, giving the students a chance for exchange their experience and working on the concrete media field.
I'm so glad to hear quite a few names that are familiar with our work as well as with CIVIL here in North Macedonia, but also to hear that there is energy, there is resolution, there is a commitment to our common goals, to Ukraine's freedom, but also Ukraine's media freedoms, as well as the media freedoms all across the region and beyond. And it is great to see both you and all of your colleagues being there in war-torn Ukraine, but also in resilient Ukraine and in Ukraine that is fighting for freedom, and you fighting for the freedom of the press and for defending the media as one of the core pillars of democracy is absolutely impressive. Since I'm aware that we only have a 10 minutes time slot, I only want to get a couple of recommendations from you what the international community should do in the forthcoming period when it comes to media.
Yeah, when it can report about the development in the Ukrainian society, support them finding themselves, give the young generation a feedback to their activism and their thinking about and their doing about the future of Ukraine. It's a hard work. There's not only one way, there are a lot of different ways, but we can set some corner points and support the ones who are supporting us to build up and a resilient democratic society. The whole war, the whole conflict is a one-page conflict, not on the third page, not on the fourth page. It must be on the front page, in TV, in our media, and we have to make, like you do it too, in a permanent process of solidarity with the whole Ukrainian society fighting against the Russian aggression and showing them that they are not alone. I said it before. This is the main thing media can do to reach the audience, inform our audience, and say why we are supporting, because we also need support in our countries, in Germany and North Macedonia, even more. But without support for us, we cannot support Ukraine. So it's a common task for all media, democratic media, that Ukraine is one of our top themes, and solidarity is so much needed.
Wolfgang, thank you so much for being with us in the last 10 minutes or so. And please take care, and I wish you lots of success in your future activities. Take care and send my best to
Thank you very much.
In Ukraine and in the region.
Thank you very much, Jabir. Hopefully we have a peaceful sky. Last night, only one alarm. Let's see what's going on in the next hours. Here is war.
Thank you. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.
Okay.